So, as I'm making this video, it is Tuesday the 6th of August 2019, and if many of you watching this video are like me, then you'll know that SQA exam results come in today. And obviously I'm a photography channel and I haven't uploaded in like 3 months, so now that it's finally all done, I am able to talk about my portfolio. First, it's probably time that I tell you what I actually got in the subject. I got a B, so yeah, I've passed. It's a good time for me. My other exam results were meh, but obviously I am going to college to do photography. I have been accepted into college. I've put that out on my Twitter, and I cannot wait to get started. So passing photography was kind of a must. So without further ado, it is time to show you all my final 12, and I'm thinking of uploading all 12 of them onto my Instagram anyway. So first of all, we're going to look at the final 12 with brief analysis. I'm going to look at them now, but I should be able to put them up on the screen as I'm looking at them. So the first one I have is called Two Greens. Now, not going to lie, in terms of composition wise, it wasn't the best. The full plant isn't in the picture. Some of it actually is out of the picture. But if you see, the reason I like this picture so much, and this is slightly, ever so slightly enhanced with the saturation to make it more, like, just to make it brighter, just to really make it stand out. So basically, it's a plant, obviously, that I got in photo shoot 5, I believe, when I went to one of the local country parks. And basically I just really liked this because the top was like a very, like, almost like a luminous green, and the bottom was just like your normal average green that you would find on any plant. And I just thought it looked quite odd but quite nice. I just maybe wish that when I did take the picture that I was a little bit better with composition. But overall I was still very happy, and it was actually the colours that really made me choose that one. So that was image number 1. Okay, so image number 2, and you'll see a lot of these. I named this one Botanic Green. Now this was from when I went to the Edinburgh Botanic Gardens, and there was so many things to take pictures of there. It was a brilliant photography trip, and I really wish I made a vlog on it because there was so much like to actually take a picture of there. So what more can I really say except it was mainly the colour I got. This is a macro shot. This was up close to show the actual plant. The background is blurred, of course, because we want all the focus on the plant right at the front. And again, colour was a big part of this, and saturation, like, I adjusted the saturation once again because making it brighter was something that I wanted to do and just kind of make it stand out, and I've done that for a lot of my pictures, so you'll probably hear me say that a good few times. Okay, so number 3 is one of my personal favourites, and I have uploaded a very similar image to my Instagram. This is the duck, and this again was at the Edinburgh Botanic Gardens, and this duck was just so well behaved and actually let me take a picture of it. Now, the detail that my camera actually got actually surprised me, considering it's not a DSLR. But even like the water dripping off of its beak, like that is like crystal clear, you can see that. The thing that I did with this is that I adjusted, again, saturation, but I used contrast as well. So it was kind of dark, but it also made, like, especially the green on the duck really stand out, and the beak, like, obviously, just the colours are very enhanced and very detailed, and even like the feathers kind of look like they've been like drawn. So I kind of like the way I edited that one mostly. The picture itself was not too bad, but I think the editing is really what made it. And it's just simple edits, that's the thing. It wasn't even massively enhanced on Photoshop. Okay, so the next one we've got is another plant, but this one was from my very first photo shoot, and I was actually surprised that I managed to put something from my very first one into the final 12. What more can you say? It's just a green plant, but the thing that I noticed about it is that it had the yellow tips. Hopefully you can see that in the video, but it has the yellow tips on top, of most of the green, and it just, like, the detail managed to capture was very good. Again, it's another macro shot. Macro was kind of something that I got more into as the year went on. I went in wanting to do landscapes, but macro was definitely the way to go. Next up we have another macro shot. This one, I just called it new because this was one of the ones that I just had to throw in because one of my other ones wasn't good enough. It was just kind of like an odd exotic plant that I saw at the Botanic Gardens. It was in one of the greenhouses, so it was a plant that needed like the heat and stuff as well. And I had to watch out when I was actually taking the pictures because my camera would actually steam up, so I had to wipe the lens quite a few times. But again, not much to say about it. I had to adjust the saturation, and I've slightly changed the colour on these ones. They were actually, like, they weren't as prominent as they look in this picture. They were a lot darker, but I managed to change the colour, and I just think I made it look a lot nicer. Again, we have another exotic plant. I just named it Red Plant. It's not much to it. By the way, the names weren't in the folio, so don't worry about that. Like, I wasn't just throwing things in called Red Plant or like Botanic Green. But this one, I love this for enhancing it. I just thought it was the right move. These definitely weren't as red as they are here, but that's actually my favourite thing about it. I just think making them look that red just really makes that image, and I just think it's a very joyful image because it's very bright and very colourful. And it was actually really good to see these exotic plants when I took my trip to the Botanic Gardens. We have the robin. This was one of my personal favourites actually, but only for the reason that the robin was very well behaved, and obviously, like, robins tend to be actually quite okay if you want to take a picture of them and stuff. But in fact, actually the one I'm looking at right now, I think I don't have the other one because it was on the school computer, but I'm going to throw this one in anyway. But this one, it looks a bit blurry, which it was, but what I did was in the Final 12 is I zoomed it out a little bit, so like I changed it ever so slightly. But this is the only one I have on my computer, so this is the only one I can really show. But I still think, even though it was a little bit blurry, it still turned out not too bad. I really loved the way I enhanced the robin again, so that the orange really stuck out. But once again, that wasn't the best image because of how blurry it was in certain areas. Next up is a picture that I used to like quite a lot, and it's still on my Instagram, but I'm not too sure about it anymore. And it was just a tree branch, and it was kind of like one of my first ever like attempts at blurring the background without using auto on my camera. There's not really much I can say about it. I made it dark rather than really light this time, because I thought a darker feel would have been a bit better. Like I said, not much to say about that one. Next up, I literally just called this one tree. I didn't really know what to say about it, but the way I saw it was this is a type of tree that you would see in like a horror film possibly. That's actually what it looked like, and because it was so dark at the bottom but so light at the top, it just kind of made things look a lot nicer. What I did in this one is I actually enhanced the moss on the tree so it looks a lot more green than what it was when I took the picture. And to be honest, I was actually very happy with that. See, I had to be careful when I was editing this one because so many times I edited it too much where the sky actually turned purple because of the saturation. And when I'm looking at it now, it ever so slightly looks as if it's heading that way, but it still looks natural enough. So I think it's a not bad image. I definitely liked it a lot more when I first took a picture, but obviously as you go on and stuff, like even since I've left school, I've got different tastes for pictures now. Now, next one up is Waterfall, and I'm showing it on screen right now, and to be honest, I absolutely adore this picture. This has got to be one of my favourites, possibly second favourite. Near the end of this course, I just love taking pictures of water and using shutter priority on my camera because it is literally one of my favourite things to do. It just creates this dreamy, kind of cloudy effect of the water, and it just, like, it really shines with that bright. There was no saturation adjusted on this one. This is just a raw image. Well, I say raw, but it's slightly cropped in just to focus more on the waterfall. But again, I love it. There's not too much to say about it, but That's one of my favourite ones, and again, that was at the Edinburgh Botanic Gardens. And it was just fantastic to me. Now we have my favourite of the bunch, and this one was on Instagram, and I wish I uploaded it raw because the raw one is just so much better. I might delete it and just upload this one because this one is just so much better. This one is just, it's called Water Rock, but that's just like a little name that I gave it from my computer. But literally it's like a 3D image, this. Again, it was with shutter priority. I adjusted the water, made this kind of like cloudy, dreamy effect. But with this moss on the rock, it looks as if it's actually like, it obviously was coming out, but it's so much more prominent in the video. It's just like 3D basically, and yeah, just that was my favourite, like, off them all. And finally, we have one that I just called White Flower. I've not got really much to say about this one, but the way I edited this, I really liked it. By adjusting the saturation, the purple in the middle of the flowers really came out fantastically, and that is my favourite thing about this image. And another thing I've noticed is this was in the Botanic Gardens greenhouse, so this is where my camera would steam up and stuff as well. But this image is so well focused, and you can really see the details of every single thing. And again, near the bottom and near the side, it's quite poor in terms of composition, but there wasn't really too much I could do unless I was taking a picture of like the full thing. But cropping it to this was good enough for me, really. But my favourite thing about it obviously is the purple that actually just bursts out. I think that's the best part. Now, I'm well aware that this video is dragged on, so I'm going to make another video on the photography channel talking about my experience with the higher photography course in my school anyway, and hopefully it might be able to help you, or, you know, inspire people to possibly do photography at school. I also want to share my college experiences when I start going there, and I really can't wait. I know that I'm never going to be very active on this channel, but whenever I do come around, I want to, you know, just showcase my photography and stuff and my experiences. The last thing I'll say is that I really enjoyed this year in photography. School, not so much, but in photography, it was very good. And I cannot wait to start again. So anyway, the next video you'll probably see from me is I will be talking about my full experience with the photography course. Might be a longer one than this one, but hey, if people like it, then I'll make more videos like it. So thank you for visiting the Dynamo Photography channel. If you want to check out my Instagram, I'll hopefully be uploading these pictures. It should be in the link below. If you want to go check out my main channel where I do gaming videos and commentaries, go and check that out as well. But it's a lot different from this one anyway. So I just want to thank you all for watching this video. And yeah, here's to many more videos. See everyone in the next one. Goodbye.